Hello, this is Patrick Shaw, and welcome to this overview. Identity theft and lack of access to the legal system are two of the biggest problems society faces today, and we really believe we have a solution to these two industries. So let's talk about how do we do that? Well, we really give people access to these two arenas in 6 different ways, and we're going to cover those. Let us give you an example. Really, have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever tried to return a defective product? Received a traffic ticket? These are common everyday situations. Has this happened to anybody in your family? Or have you ever lost a security deposit? Been audited? Signed a contract that you wish you wouldn't have? Or you would have liked to have an attorney review that contract before you signed it? Purchased a home? Do you currently have a will? You know, 85% of Americans don't have a will, and a lot of times it's simply because at $1,000 or $2,000 you think, hey, I'm going to get to that later. Have you ever simply had a legal question or had something show up on your credit report that didn't belong there? Had an insurance company that said they would pay a bill and then turned around and did not pay it? You see, these are all legal situations. Some of them are major and some of them are minor. But all the same, would it be nice to talk to an attorney or get help if you did not have to worry about the cost? How about identity theft? You see, we are all at risk. There's you who's listening to this recording, and then there's the database you. And the database you is made up of insurance claims you've had, your name, maybe your military record or medical records, car registration information, fingerprints, DNA, address, social security number. This information is very valuable to identity theft rings today. They buy and sell this information. The Federal Trade Commission says that 1 in 6 people will be a victim of identity theft this year. It's the largest white-collar crime in the history of America. How does the information get lost? Well, some people think they can prevent it, but UCLA, Choice Point, City Financial, MasterCard, AOL, Veterans Administration, they've all lost this information, and it affects you directly. The cost to individuals, the average dollar amount charged in identity theft is $92,000. Once your information gets out there, it gets out there aggressively. It doesn't just happen once. Now, hopefully you haven't been a victim yet, but would it be nice to know that if you were, you'd have some protection from some of these issues? Well, this is where Prepaid Legal Services and Kroll Worldwide come in. We give people access to the legal system. Pretend you were to pick up the telephone and you were to call a really good attorney. You were to walk into the office and say, listen, I pay for AAA, health insurance, life insurance, fire insurance, and flood insurance. I'd like to pay you a flat monthly fee, the way I pay for AAA. I pay a flat fee, and they gave me a series of benefits. You walk into an attorney's office and say, listen, I'm going to pay you one time a month. I want unlimited telephone consultation. 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. I want to be able to call you for anything, personal, business, or financial related, current or pre-existing, anything. You'll write letters and make phone calls on my behalf. You'll review contracts and documents. Folks, any one of these areas might be worth what you'd pay with our company. But what would the average attorney tell you? I want a comprehensive will, you say, for myself and significant other, and I want you to prepare it as soon as I become a member of your law firm. You see, that's the first area of coverage. The second is motor vehicle legal services. That's right, I want you to cover me for any traffic tickets, as many as I may receive, all over the country. Now, I know you can't fix tickets, but I want you to help keep the points off my license. As long as I'm not under the influence of drugs or alcohol, I even want you to cover me for motor vehicle related criminal charges. Folks, we're talking about somebody getting sleepy at the wheel. Now, they have to have a valid license, a registered vehicle, can't be under the influence of drugs or alcohol. But they get sleepy at the wheel. They pull the car back on to the highway. They lose control. Somebody dies in an accident. 100% of your attorney's fees would be paid for by owning a prepaid legal membership. So not only covering traffic tickets, but motor vehicle related criminal charges. How about trial defense? The day you become a member, you have 75 hours of pre-trial and trial time. By the 5th year, 335 hours. So if you're ever named in any kind of personal civil suit, you've got an attorney in your hip pocket. That's like having a separate account where you have money put away just in case you're named in a personal civil suit. Not only do we cover you, but amazingly enough, we cover your whole family, the member and the spouse, any children up to 21, living at home, up to 18 if you're the legal guardian, up to 23 off at college, not married, and anybody who's physically or mentally challenged. $35.95 a month. It's month to month. There's no contract. Can you imagine your cell phone company saying, hey, listen, we're so convinced that our service is incredible that we're going to charge you month to month, and if you don't like it, you can cancel. Folks, there's a one-time $10 enrollment fee, and we have 1.6 million members nationwide because it works. The fourth area of coverage is IRS audit legal services. On your personal tax return, if you're audited, you have 50 hours of professional tax attorney services. The fifth area of coverage is preferred member discount, a 25% discount on anything, whether that's adopting a child, incorporating a business, pre-existing situations, and not just a discount, but to know that you've got a really great law firm to represent you. How about the Legal Shield? If you're ever detained, questioned, or arrested, you can pick up the telephone and call an attorney. Even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're in another state, and you witnessed an accident, or maybe you were stopped by security personnel at an airport, and you wanted to know what your rights were. We had a young lady this happened to. She got her ticket from the kiosk. They told her it was fraudulent. Several people in line experienced the same thing. She called her attorney. Her attorney was on the phone with security personnel. She caught her flight. We don't know what happened to the rest of those folks, but she caught her flight because she had access to the legal system. Identity Theft Shield. This is major. Benefits 1 and 2 is a credit report, number 1, and a credit score, and number 2 is credit monitoring. Now these are important, but the reality is many companies will offer credit monitoring. We offer it every single day. We will monitor your credit report. So if something pops up, you will immediately be notified. But here's what's most important. Kroll Worldwide is the largest forensic accounting private investigation firm in the world today. They do identity restoration. So if somebody buys an Escalade in Florida and they use your Social Security number to do so, would you want to know about it? You bet you would. Kroll will not only say, hey, this happened, you sign a one-page power of attorney, and we will restore your credit back to the original state prior to the identity theft, plus do proactive searches. National and local databases will be checked for any bank accounts, criminal activity in your name, or driver's licenses. So these are the 7 areas of coverage. It's what we're so excited about because our service simply makes sense, and it makes sense to the average American. It's affordable, and we have virtually no competition.